Alrighty, the garden is thriving today after that nice rain we got last night. That was very good for it because right now we still have mostly cold weather crops out here. And they really struggled last weekend with the heat. We lost a couple broccoli plants to bolt, but row by row, I'm just going to kind of show you guys what we have going on so far. This row I just put in, or these two rows, that's going to be more onions. We have so many onions, and they're doing really well. So they definitely need to go in. I have to put these two in. Those I'm giving away because I already have one full row of those. So that's going to be more onions. We have some Brussels sprouts. Now the Brussels sprouts are kind of everywhere, all through the garden, because we bought those last minute this weekend. The ones I started died, so they're kind of wherever I had spots. So there's two right there, and the rest of the row is red cabbage. This is the row of onions. They're doing very well. I put these in here last week and they've taken root very nicely. I do need to get in here and pull the little weeds out. And then we have a half a row of green cabbage. The green cabbage is holding up well, holding its own against the heat. The rest of the row is broccoli, and hopefully that will hang in there. Broccoli really does not like those 90-degree days, so that's been a little rough on it. We have more green cabbage. It's a full row of green cabbage, and as you can see, they're doing very well. We have some smaller red cabbage plants. These are some more random Brussels sprouts. Hopefully they hold up against the heat as well. And then we have some Swiss chard that also took root nicely. We have 5-6 spots of that with a random Brussels sprout in between them. That Swiss chard plant died off, so I plucked in a Brussels sprout plant right there. More cabbage, more broccoli. I'm really hoping these guys don't go to seed on me. Broccoli all the way up. We did lose one to seed. I tore it out and fed it to the cow. More green cabbage. Lots of cabbage. I'm going to have to be creative about preserving that this year. It goes all the way down this row. The lettuce is over here, not underneath fabric. Just means I have to weed it more often, but that's fine. The lettuce is over here because when the sun, that took root nicely too, but when the sun comes up, it comes up on this side, and this fencing actually shades this whole piece right here really well. So to try to prevent this lettuce from bolting on us as quickly or tasting bitter, I put these guys in over here where they will get shade when it's sunny out. Now this piece is going to be trellises and arches for small melons and tomatoes and pole beans. This will be whatever I have forgotten about. I have to go through my seeds and see everything. We're going to start from seed. The winter squashes are all going to go out in the random manure piles out in the pasture, just because we don't really have anything out there that will bother them right now. And they take up a lot of space, so they're going to go out there this year. This side of this long row will be our peppers. These, those are gonna be more onions. So this row, which is planted fairly close together, but I think we're gonna be fine to get away with it. We've done it before. And then this half a row, so I think there's like 40 holes here, are all dragon tongue bush beans, yellow wax bush beans, and then we had 10 on this side that were mystery. They weren't marked. I think they're purple beans, but I guess we'll find out on that. They might be green beans too. So that's all beans. We preserve a lot of those. We eat a lot of those fresh, use them for everything. So I think they'll be fine planted this close together. This soil is extremely nutritious. We do a lot of work to the soil every single spring and every single winter. So it's grown stuff closely together before just fine. And if we have to, we'll feed them, we'll fertilize them, but I think they'll be just fine. It'll just be a little harder to pick. We'll have to really pay attention so we don't miss any. Over here, this is kind of an experiment. So far, it's working pretty well. This was kind of like a if you don't have the financial means, the physical means, or the time to do a large garden, I kind of wanted to show people that you can compromise and you can still grow food. So we had just a couple of these crates on hand, and we used these, and then I've got some just in cardboard boxes because I really wanted to get creative with this and experiment with it for, you know, other people's sake. Obviously I have plenty of room here to plant with, but so these are all just greens. I would love to tell you guys what is in each thing, but I am not an organized gardener. I don't mark anything, and I always think I'm gonna remember. I do not. If you have any idea, this is new to us. I know this is a new variety. I've never grown it before, so if you have any idea what this is, feel free to let me know. This is a chamomile plant, and I know he took root pretty well. I kind of just stuck him in here. I know he's not going to flower a lot for me in the heat. Might not bloom until fall, if at all, but we'll see. Stick him in there, see how he does. These, I want to say, are, I want to say these are a root crop, and they're doing okay. I want to say these are like a really small radish. These are doing all right. They're not doing as good as I'd like them to, but I kind of think the bugs are getting to them in here, so I might just spray this down with some neem oil. Again, obviously this is our basic blue Scotch kale, and those are doing good. I don't know. I don't know what those are. Do you guys know what those are too? That was a new thing for us too. This is obviously lettuce, and this will rotate out for the bigger lettuce I have over there, and that's doing okay. Again, something new, no clue. I'm gonna have to look at my seeds and see what's up. But whatever it is, it's doing all right. And then this whole box is spinach. Now this soil's a little more dense than I'd like it to be. I just kind of threw it in here, but the spinach seems like it's handling it decent. We'll see what happens. But I've got spinach all through here. And that is, oh, hang on. Okay, so these onions were put in last year and we never pulled them up, and they came back. So that shows you kind of how a lot of people don't realize that onions are really, really hardy. The frost does not ruin them. These guys are on their second year, so they're probably not going to give me any bulbs. As you can see, they're not really producing anything, but they should go to seed for me, and we have been eating the tops. So I just kind of left them in there until we need the space. It is what it is. This area down here, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I have to weed it like every other day, especially when it rains. But as you can see, these are our peas, and these are just gonna climb up this fence. I was trying to put them somewhere without needing to actually put a trellis up for them, so I kind of planted them against the fence. And they are doing okay. It's just a lot of maintenance, which is no biggie. It is what it is, but they're doing fantastic. They're taking right off for us. That rain yesterday helped. And I planted more down here. Kind of succession sowed them, and they are coming up. Cool. That's good. So that is the garden thus far. A lot more going in. Obviously we have a lot more space in here to fit stuff. We'll get our tomatoes and peppers in probably next weekend. Tomatoes might go in before then, but peppers are gonna stay in the house until next weekend, just because we're gonna get a few nights in the 40s, and that's not a pepper plant's favorite thing. So yeah, little tip on that. You can plant your tomatoes out when we're consistently in the 40s and, you know, low 50s, but your pepper plants will actually stunt and they'll slow down. If you wait until we're consistently in the high or at least mid 50s at night, your pepper plants will do so much better. So a little tip for you there. But your tomato plants will be fine. That is that. A lot of food going on here. Nothing special. Nothing pretty. A lot of toddler toys because the garden is their favorite place to be. But a lot of food. It's a lot of cabbage.